Hello, everybody, and welcome to Strategy Now here at MarketStream.live. My name is Joseph Cusick with the Cusick Group. Securities offered by MoneyBlock. Let's take a look at the moving averages, the major averages, excuse me. Basically, we started the day looking like we were going to be firmly in the green, but that lasted for about 5 minutes today. The action has been to the downside. We've seen a slide in the red with the S&P 500 hitting almost right now, trading right off of its session lows at 2246.50, down about 1475. You have the NASDAQ futures trading at 49.30, down around 31 and a quarter. You have the Russell 2000 trading at 1361.40, down about $13.30. And you have the Dow Jones. The futures are trading at right around 19,811, down 64. What's also notable is we're seeing something that we haven't seen in a while. Volatility is trading up. It's up about 2.83% with the VIX futures trading right around 1435. So basically, you have seen a steady retreat and a race of all positive returns from yesterday. Now, this comes with a grain of salt, folks. As we discussed from the get-go this week, we're expecting light volumes with the potential of some, because of that, violent moves. And we're seeing it. Right now, only about 275 million shares have traded at the New York Stock Exchange. That's about half of what the typical volume would be at the noon hour or midday session. Now, sectors across the board are red, and the most notable one on the downside is materials, down almost 1%. That's been at the bottom of the leaderboard all day long. You're also seeing real estate down about 0.9%. You're seeing energy down about 0.7%. And that's really surprising since you've seen that crude oil has been trading over $54, with West Texas trading up about 0.3% at $54.07 per barrel. The tech sector has also been under enormous pressure. The chip makers, which have been the darlings of the tech sector, are under some pressure this morning and into the midday. The Philly Semiconductor Index is down 1.5%, and it keeps continuing to slide in deeper into the red. This is led by the most notable gainer in the tech sector, and specifically in the chip sector, NVIDIA. NVIDIA is down $4.83. Stocks dropped about 3.1%, trading around 112.49. There has been now some cautious reports that are coming out from some research groups, Citron being the most recent one. We're also seeing that the Treasury area bonds continue to see some buying interest right now with this newly found volatility, and it looks like profit taking, especially in the very offensive sectors. The 10-year yield has dropped about 2 basis points, or around 2.55% is the current yield. Now, this is also post new home sales and pending homes, November pending home sales. They came in worse than expected. They fell 2.5% in November, and that was after we saw a modest uptick in October of 0.1%. They're saying that the pullback in purchases could be most likely attributed to the fact that the FOMC had raised rates by 0.25% last meeting, and in anticipation that people have backed off on home purchases just because of the uncertainty of where rates were going to be. We'll have to wait and see how that is going to impact going into the new year. Construction, also big box home and retail like Home Depot, Lowe's. The other thing that's notable too when you're thinking about fixed income is the continued widening gap between the yields here in the United States and in Europe and Asia. We saw, if you took a look at the overnight action report for Asia as well as the opening bell report for Europe, we were talking about how those yield differentials are starting to increase, where the yields in Europe are starting to drop off pretty considerably comparative to the drop off here in the United States. Again, folks, we're going to watch this. I know it's end of the year, light volume, but you really need to keep your powder dry. If you are trading right now in the final week of 2016, I would say cut your size to about a quarter of what you normally would do. Also, tie up any loose ends to make sure that you don't have any risk on that would be unnecessary in this light volume time right now. All right, folks, that's it for strategy right now. We will be back this afternoon at 3:30 Eastern Time for Tech Talk. Until then, have a great trading day.